Hello, this is Be My Guest 55, putting a video on BMG Airsoft. These are my two guns, Airsoft and BB guns, I keep in my room that don't have to be locked up. My other Airsoft guns are locked up, and I can't use them. At the moment, I have 5 Airsoft and BB guns, including these, and I'm going to get my 6th one today. This is an Airsoft pellet gun, this is a BB gun. This one no longer works, this one still works. There are some things broken on this, such as the hammer and the safety, and on here. It has been through a lot. The seal is broken, so it no longer works, but everything else works on this. Except really for the paint. The paint on this is pesky. Just leave it the original color and don't take it outside because it has no orange tip. Basically, today I'm going to review this gun. On the right side, this gun says a lot of things, but I think I'm going to need more light here. Okay. Lock it into the tripod. And this is the Tanfoglio Witness 1911 Spring Airsoft Pistol. The hammer is just for looks. It does not help the gun at all. If I were to remove the hammer, the gun would work fine without it. This is just for looks. You know, the end of the hammer broke off when I had it in my pocket. I was rolling around, you know, doing a couple rolling moves, and the plastic piece here broke off. This is all plastic, except for maybe a couple metal parts inside. Most of it is plastic. There are 4 metal weights inside the handle to make it, you know, a little bit heavier and not feel as light. I could spin it easily if you like spinning your guns. I could spin it easily. You can spin it the other way too. It's not as easy, but you know, do a full spin. Well, I messed up there. I'm just trying to. Well, you can spin it. So that's my point there. Basically, you have to cock it back. Since it's a spring pistol, you have to pull the slide back. It'll load one BB in, and then it'll cock the plunger tube in here. Pull the trigger, shoots one BB, do it again. Shoots the BB, do it again. You have to do that every single time you shoot a BB, not a BB, a pellet. Every time you shoot a pellet, you have to pull the slide back and fire the trigger. This gun goes 280 FPS, has 15 round magazine. The magazine right here. The pin comes out on the magazine here, so you can take the bottom off and the spring and the small piece here out. I don't know, my camera was locking onto my arm here for some reason. We're going to set this aside for a second. We're going to show you a couple things about that later. So basically, you just push this button down right here, and you pull the spring down, and you can load the BBs in. 15 rounds fit in here. The pellets that fit in here are 6mm pellets. This gun was made in Taiwan. This is a fairly old gun. This used to have an orange tip that came out maybe like a ½ inch, but I sawed it off and now it's only a little orange ring and there's no excess plastic coming off the barrel. It's flush with the gun, you know. So I'm going to put the magazine in here. There is also a screw on the magazine. You could disassemble this fully, but you can also disassemble this fully, but basically this is very simple to take apart if it ever jammed or anything. Basically, all you have to do, Another thing I do want to point out before I show you is that the safety doesn't work on this gun. The safety on my gun won't work. I could pull the trigger. Okay, the safety's up, right? Safety's down, safety's off. I could do everything. Pull it back, I could fire it. But that's not the point, okay? I put the safety up. I shouldn't be able to pull the slide back. Shouldn't be able to pull the trigger. I shouldn't be able to pull the hammer back. Basically, I could do all three of those things. I could pull the slide back. Slide still comes back. I don't want to pull it back all the way. I could pull the trigger still. Slide is still up, as you can see. I can still pull the hammer back, and I can still do everything. The safety does not work on this gun. The beaver tail on here, the grip safety does not work. It's the back of the handle and the beaver tail is one piece. The grip safety and the back of the handle is one piece. It's one piece of plastic. So the safety on here, both safeties don't work. So basically this gun has no safeties technically, and this is a very good gun if you want to get to hand to your friends for a good backyard airsoft battle without having to buy hundreds of dollars for armor and face masks. This is a good enough FPS where it could hit you and it won't hurt, but you know you got hit, you know? It's not around 400 FPS like my other airsoft gun I have that costs $400, but it is a $10 gun that is good enough FPS where you could feel it, but it won't hurt as bad. And you'll obviously need eye protection. That's always necessary, but at least put eye protection on your eyes. That's all I ask. Don't shoot your eye out. If you ever heard the Christmas story, if you ever watched the Christmas story. This is an imitation steel. This is not actual steel. It may be plastic. Imitation wood is not actual wood. It's plastic. The trigger is plastic. Everything is plastic on here except for maybe the barrel that's inside. To take this apart, you just pull out the slide catch lever. It comes right out like a pin. Comes right out like a pin. Slide comes right off, and that's how you disassemble it. That's all. It's very simple to disassemble. It's not like a real 1911 where you have to put it back to a certain point. It's not like a real 1911 where you have to put it back to a certain point to put the pin inside. You could just put it inside. The magazine, not the magazine, the slide catch lever doesn't go up and down. So that means if you pull the slide back and you want to keep it that way, you can't. There's no way to keep it that way. The slide catch lever won't go up. So this is you can't operate this lever. It doesn't work. It's just there for looks. It's just a pin so you can take the slide off. And also another thing I want to point out is when it's cocked and ready to shoot and there's tension under the spring, the slide won't come off even if the pin is out. So I'm going to take the pin out. Pin's out. There's tension under the spring. It's already cocked. It's ready to shoot a BB. The slide won't come off. Slide won't come off no matter what I do. Okay, if I force it off, obviously you'll break it and it will come off. That's not the point. If you try and take it off, without breaking your weapon, it won't come off. Obviously, if you put some muscle into it and you force it off, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to break your $10 gun. So basically, this is back. You can't take the slide off unless you pull the trigger. Slide comes right off. Okay, now you have access to the hole where the BB goes in right here. Where the BB goes in right there, you have access to that. And I don't know if this comes apart any further. It should be able to, but I haven't figured that out yet. Basically, this is all you got if you want to field strip this gun. The firing pin is just a piece of metal. That also doesn't help the gun either. If you were to remove these two pieces, it'll be fine. The weight inside here, the two weights inside here I was talking about earlier, those are inside the grip. Those are inside the handle. One weight is actually inside this piece right here. The other one's inside this piece right here. And then the other two are inside the frame of the handle. So there's two inside the grips themselves, and then there's two inside the frames, inside the frame itself. I could probably show you right now. Let me unscrew it quick. I have a screwdriver in here somewhere. Yeah, it's right over here. Let me just show you that quick. Okay. Just unscrew these two screws. Fairly simple. Just unscrew that screw. Screw this screw. So this comes off. And as I told you, there's a weight inside the grip itself. It comes right off. There's a weight inside the grip itself. And then there's a weight inside the frame itself. So if we were to take the magazine out, we're going to push it up from inside the gun. And there's a little weight inside the frame. So that's on both sides of it. So there's one inside the frame, as I told you, and then there's one inside the actual thing itself. I think this is upside down. Hold on. Yeah, it was upside down. So I think that's the way it goes. Okay. Fits right on. Let me just screw it back in. So as I said, 280 FPS, 15 round magazine. It goes from a 60 to 80 foot range. It's a good gun if you just want to do a backyard airsoft battle. It's not a really good gun if you want to go into skirmishes, airsoft skirmishes at like your nearest airsoft place. Okay. And yeah. So that's the Tanfoglio Witness. I'll put a link in the description where you could buy this gun. Just click on the link in the description. It'll bring up a web page where you could buy this gun. And it's most likely in stock for around $10. Thank you. That would be my guest 55 with the Tanfoglio Witness.